Welcome to the Equipping Leaders podcast. I'm your host, Natasha, and my goal with this podcast is to equip leaders with tools to make their leadership journey easier and more expansive. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about preparation. As we start a new year, many folks are setting new goals and resolutions, and whether you do those things this time of year or not, the act of preparing ourselves sets us up for success in a lot of ways. When we prepare, we are thinking about our future self and alleviating their anxiety and nervousness and giving them a ton of confidence in their execution. Sometimes people think they don't need to prepare because they can just wing it. And there are certainly times when you can just wing it. But if you think about it as a leader, should you just be winging it? John Maxwell says that when we care, we prepare. We care about ourselves, we care about the project, and we care about the other people involved. So our act of preparing really demonstrates that. So sure, you can wing it, but should you? How we prepare depends on the individual. For me, I bring in my inner planner, my inner Leslie Knope, if you will, and I use that as the structure for how I'm going to prepare. One of the physical planner systems I use is called the Passion Planner, and I use this both as the weekly and the daily layouts. At the start of my week, I look at my calendar to see what all is scheduled, and I set some overarching goals for the week. So I'll schedule in also the other things that are important to me, the time to stop working, the time to make sure I get my workouts in, to make sure I stop and eat, and all that good stuff. But I make sure that's all done at the start of that week. With this view, I can then reasonably lay out what my week will look like so that I'm set up for success. I'm very prepared. And then I can find those places to refuel my energy and prepare for other things. My Passion Planner Daily is where the real preparation for how I want to show up on a daily basis comes into place. At the start of the day, I look at what I have going on that day, and if there's a meeting or a workshop coming up, I'll spend 60 minutes in the morning preparing for those. This makes sure that if I need to grab some additional information or reread through email chains or relook at content, I have that time and that information is very recent in my brain. Then I show up with the latest information and details, and I feel prepared and even more present for the event. When I've talked with friends about how they prepare, some will schedule meals for the week, schedule workouts and other activities, set alarms for when they need to stop working and go focus on other important areas of their lives. Some of my colleagues will also set up their goal tracking system at the start of each month or quarter, and then check in on that weekly or daily to ensure they're staying on top of the goals they set for themselves. Preparation looks different for everyone. So think of a time when you felt really prepared. What did you do to feel so prepared? And what can you put into practice on a regular basis so you show up as the leader you are and the leader that others deserve? Thank you for listening to this episode of Equipping Leaders.